is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
You are listening. I haven't said this in a while, Homer. Let me just go ahead and say it. Because that's just what we do here at The Truth. You listening to the best morning show on planet Earth. Come on, I haven't said it in a while. Let's go.
Yeah, what's going on with you, DT?
Right? Look, I just had to say it. It's been a while. All right, we've got the legendary Homer Blow, your cousin sub of the day. Good morning.
Great morning.
The legendary Homer Blow.
Great morning. I'm a club sub. Sub. You still
Club
steak and
sub.
cheese?
I'm still steak and I'm gonna be steak and cheese, Homer Blow, all week long. And by the way, happy Friday Eve, y'all. It is Friday Eve. We made it.
Hey, DT. Just interesting email that I saw in our general email. And you know what? The city is going to be afraid. They're going to be afraid. They're going to be very, very afraid. It's because it's almost like Homer Blow kind of getting his wish. I know you're wondering, where the hell are you going
I'm
with this,
literally
Homer?
leaning in my...
Okay.
What's going on?
Glad you should say that. The National Guard will be in Milwaukee tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Are you
through
serious?
Monday. Yeah. The 22nd through the 25th. The National Guard will be in Milwaukee. So those of you who have criminal people that don't want to be right, the National Guard will be in Milwaukee August 22nd through the 25th. How do you feel about that?
My first question is, what determines the time frame of which they schedule to be in a certain city? So okay, August 22nd through August 25th, and why those dates?
Okay, I'm sorry that you asked, because now I have to unveil. You know what I'm saying? I have to unveil something. It's the National Guard's 147th General Conference and Exhibition that will take place in Milwaukee beginning tomorrow.
Good one, Homer.
August 22nd.
That's a good one. I was like, what?
August 25th. So I had to do it. Do it.
You got us, Homer.
I had
to
do
got
it.
us.
I'm like, yes, the National Guard is coming. They'll be here.
Look, all I heard in the background,
tomorrow.
I heard people going, regulator! No. That's all I heard in the background. And black folks was like, oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we doing?
Right.
That's all I heard.
Right. So I thought that was I thought that was a great
I promise
thing.
you, I heard so many black people in the background. It was a clear black night. I'm telling you, I heard regulators don't start none. Right. Won't be none.
Yeah. So I thought that would be a cute thing to end up just saying.
You got us.
You
got us, Homer.
That's good. That's good. Because that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to lead you in like, yep, wait for it. Boom.
You got us. Now, in all actuality, there is something that is happening here in Milwaukee, and it is a federal agency, not a military agency, for lack of better words, but FEMA. FEMA is coming to Wisconsin today. And so that means that the federal government is stepping in and I'm doing the air quotes because I don't know what's going to happen, but the objective is for FEMA to step in and help many of us recover.
No, they're just doing assessments.
Yeah. It's part of, the process of recovering from, for many, what was a, devastating day of storms. And so now get this. Okay, check this out, Homer and Truth Nation. The number to call, 211, has already received more than 16,000 reports of damage in Milwaukee County alone. Truth Nation alone. So that's just that's not numbers on a page. That's our homes, that's our churches, our businesses, and more importantly, our neighborhoods. So what this means for us, and as Homer had mentioned, they're coming to assess, and hopefully more help will be a part of or a result of that. But we got to be ready, y'all. And what that means, Homer, we got to be ready. So if you have not already, this is so important. And it is tedious and it is frustrating because you're already just trying to wrap your head around what's going on. But Truth Nation, this is important. Please make sure you are documenting everything. Take pictures, save receipts, write everything that you need to write down in relation to flood damage to your home or to your neighborhood. Because when it's time for them to open the doors after the assessment to the recovery dollars, they need to have receipts.
Yep.
They need to have
I's got to be dotted, T's got to be crossed. And if you don't, you're going to be double. See, they didn't want to help us. It's like, no, you didn't do your part. I always tell people, DT, help me to help you.
Yep.
But there's a sister that says that she was inspired by you. And she's on the Truth Nation, Truth Talk text lines already, 833-212-1017. Deborah, good morning. Great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. What do you have to say to DT?
DT and Homer Blow, good morning.
Great morning.
And
good morning.
DT, I just want to say thank you. Monday I had to take a road test for the Milwaukee County City Bus, and I was not ready. So I always go to Truth Nation. I say, I'm not ready, but let me still tune in. And Lord and behold, here you are back because you left for a little while. And so I said, oh, DT there. So I'm listening to you. And you put out such a powerful message at that moment, how to do things in your life on your own accord. I am a woman of God. I prayed to him, but then it's just what you said that inspired me at that moment to know when I went in to take that test for that examiner, I'm nailing everything. I'm not caring about what he's writing, or nobody's going to take this from me. Only I can give it away. And I said, ooh, wait, when I jumped off that bus. He said, what you think you did? I said, pass. And everybody was happy for me, of course.
I know that's right.
It's just what you said. And that just put a whole different perspective on it for me. And I want to say thank you for doing the job that you do over there. Homer Blow, you always been a fan. I've always been a fan since I was a little girl. But thank you, Truth Nation, for keeping me out here in the community to do the job.
You're going to make me cry this morning. See, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much for making the time to call in and share that love. That is, man, from my heart, seriously, that means everything, because that's what me and Homer, we are so passionate about, making sure that Truth Nation, because you do, and I say this all the time, y'all deserve the best, and we want to bring you the best. We're not perfect. Nobody is, but you best believe Homer and I are committed to making sure that we start your morning off on a great note. So thank you for taking the time or making the time to share that. Man, Homer, how do you feel when you hear people say, Homer, I've been listening to you since I was knee-high to a duck's butt?
I'd be like, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Again, shows the dedication and the love and support that people have genuinely for me and the things that I do. Now, I was going to say, like, with what you did to inspire her and put that kind of power for her to say, you know what, I'm getting ready to do, in the words of Mary, go get it. Go get it. Go get your blessing. Right. I can't sing. I just have words that come out my mouth, so I can't sing. So I'm not going to even put myself in that realm. But in the tone in the tone of Tory Lowe. In the tone of Tory Lowe, I'm going to say this word because it held true for her and so many others. Effective. So I'm like how you say powerful. Effective.
Yes.
You are the effective community. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
The effective communication. Yes. And you know what, Homer, just like you, and you said this, I believe, during Tuesday's broadcast, it's not about the money. It's not about the accolades, although both of those are greatly appreciated when they are a part of what we do. I'm like you, Homer. Look, I know my gift. I've been doing this since I was 3 years old. And when I say this, public speaking, talking, and this is when, because a lot of people ask me, when did you know that you were going to be a public speaker? I didn't know necessarily at a certain point, but when I knew I had a gift is when I was preparing. This wasn't too long ago, Homer. I was preparing a presentation, and I was looking up certain statistics, and one of them said that 99.9% of the world's population fears public speaking more than death. And I thought, if I have an ability to do something with ease, and so I'm saying this for Truth Nation because everybody, we all have a gift, and we got to start operating more in our gifts. So if you know you've got something that people come to you, whether it's a product or a service, that is extraordinarily, it takes a lot of effort for others to do it, but for you, it's seamless, it's effortless, it brings you joy. That's your gift.
Yep.
That's what you got to operate in.
Yep. That's true.
Period.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. Before we get ready to take care of our break, I got to acknowledge those who are on our YouTube chat. You could like and subscribe, 1017 The Truth. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Lucretia Mason, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Willie Graves, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Alfonso Dupree, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Venus Jones, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Sister Lorena Star Marie, great morning. I love it. I appreciate you. Gabriel Williams, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Will D, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. And Shaniqua Mitchell, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. Africa Queen, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you.
I love what she, look at those great emojis that she put in there, Homer.
Grand
She's got
Rising.
like,
yes, Grand
yeah,
Rising,
the
legendary.
fist and the,
Homer
come
Blow
on.
and the beautiful
Africa Queen.
DT, great rising, beautiful, handsome chat family. There we go.
Love it.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to take care of some bills, but speaking of taking care of bills, ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member of FDIC, equal housing lender. Will be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
This may be another Elon Musk bureaucratic shuffle, or this may be whatever it is. These, Dr. Ken, are real consequences.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I believe that there's going to be a step back and a rollback to some of those places that we're talking about making cuts because of the drastic outcome that can occur.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
They are currently doing what we're calling a virtual.
Mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhafels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhafels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't do just anywhere. Right now, Steinhafels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. Head to steinhafels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhafels. Better sleep starts now.
Milwaukee Public Schools is getting ready to welcome students back to our classrooms for the 2025-26 school year. The first day of class for Milwaukee Public Schools is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025 for all students. If you haven't enrolled your child yet, now is the time. Go to mpsmke.com/enroll MPS, or please visit the Department of Student Services located at 5225 West Villette Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. We will assist you with the enrollment process and meet any educational need you have. We look forward to seeing you, and thank you for choosing MPS.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It all started with a new invention in 1925, the roll screen. The ability to roll a window screen up and down like a shade. Pella invested in this breakthrough when the business was born in Pella, Iowa, and has introduced the world to innovation, game-changing decisions ever since. They've been at it for a century. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home and always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Investing in new Pella windows and doors creates long-term energy savings and durability that lasts for years. There's no reason to wait, because if you order by August 31st, get 0% interest for up to 60 months. Certain restrictions apply. Yes, that's up to 5 years with no interest payments, so don't miss out. Visit PellaWI.com today.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
We're black. I am your cousin sub of the day. We're cousin subs. I'm a club sub, the legendary Homer Blow, along with
your cousin sub of the day, Steak and Cheese, DT. Right here for you live, the effective communication coach. Good morning, Truth Nation. What's going on?
Hey, listen. I just want to say with the FEMA thing, will black people be good? Because, you said a lot of things that people need to do to make sure that they're eligible. And sometimes bills aren't even paid and rent is not paid. So do you think that they did all the dotting of the I's and T's? Because FEMA is here. FEMA, we can't even say FEMA is coming now because FEMA is here.
They're here.
And they're going to be doing assessments. Do you think that a lot of our people have documented the way that they need to?
No. And you know what? In all fairness, there's a Japanese proverb, and I say this all the time. Anytime a student who has not learned has a teacher who has not taught. And so that's why we here at The Truth, we're going to give you more information in terms of what you need to do. Like, I don't like to tell grown people what they need to do because it sounds like I'm trying to be somebody's parent. But in this situation, Homer, I'm going to use the term, this is what you need to do, as FEMA is here to assess and basically determine the type of recovery dollars that are going to be allocated. So again, as Homer had mentioned, and I said this the other day on the show, nobody owes you anything. See, we got to start adopting this mindset. Well, the white man, and will they get, look, we already know. Okay, so let's just stop, because that gets us nothing.
Right.
So what you have to do is play chess and not checkers. So in this situation, please make sure you are documenting everything. Take pictures. Like I said before break, save receipts, write everything down, because when FEMA opens those doors to the recovery coins, that's going to be your ticket. And so what we have to do as a community, because the resources, in situations like this, we've seen Katrina, we've seen, all these hurricanes we've witnessed in terms of how FEMA responds to communities like ours. So in this case of flooding, we have to be the advocates for our community. We have to speak up. We have to go to the press conferences. We have to go to the meetings where they're making decisions. We have to make sure that our voices are heard. We have to do that, because this is now about rebuilding Milwaukee in the right way. So please, again, and my question is for our listeners, if there's anybody that has already started reporting the I can't even say the word, the storm damage. If you've already started to report storm damage, please call in and let us know what the process has been like for you. And the other question, I'm going to start with you, Homer, that I want to present to our listeners is, do you trust FEMA? Do you trust them, and do you trust the state of Wisconsin as well as Milwaukee County to get these resources to our neighborhoods fairly? And if so, why? If not, let us know why. Our Truth Talking text line is 833-212-1017. Did I say that right, Homer?
Yep.
In a minute.
You absolutely did. You nailed it.
Let us know. So in the meantime, before we hear from Homer, and we're going to start with Homer to that question, We got a sound clip, and these are from some actual community members, and this is coming from our, source WISN. So check this soundbite of community members that are already dealing and navigating through this recovery process. Check this out.
They are currently doing what we're calling a virtual review. So they are looking at some of the properties that we've put forward and seeing if they meet criteria. If they meet criteria from that virtual, they may not need to visit those locations. So that's why I want to reiterate to people that if you don't see them, that doesn't mean that they're not monitoring, but they're trying to be as efficient as possible so we can get these resources released as quickly as possible. So they may not be door to door to every location that has called into 211.
And so right now there is no timeline for receiving that funding. It's also important to note at this point.
Office of Emergency Management. What's her name again, Andrew?
Cassandra Leibel.
Cassandra Leibel. So that was Cassandra Leibel, who is from the Milwaukee County Office of Emergency Management. Now, Homer, if you noticed, see, this is the thing about leadership, because they don't throw that disclaimer in. Did you catch that? She was like, well, we're going to try to make sure.
That's right.
So, see, that's what I'm saying. That those types of words, that reminds us that we, Milwaukee, black Milwaukee, brown Milwaukee, we're going to have to make sure that we're not left behind.
Yep, absolutely.
Because that statement right there lets me know, you know what I'm saying? So,
as it should.
So do you trust FEMA, Homer?
You know, with the Orange Man dismantling so many things and declaring and using his judgment and his distaste of Wisconsin because, you know, you didn't vote for him, if you didn't, all of that. He uses an unfair metric system, in my opinion, on how he's dealing with people and what states, because he does it with elected officials. He does it with the CDC and anybody that does not align with him and praise him like he is the king. Yeah, you're probably not going to get the kind of help that you need. I want to hear from some of those people that may have been the 16,000 because did your home get looked at by county officials or city officials? If not, you probably aren't going to be one of those virtual ones that you know what I mean? And I'm talking about you. To me, you're going to have substantial damage and document it, though, because, again, a lot of people had substantial damage, in my opinion, but I don't believe that they truly documented it. And that is where we're going to have a lot of disgruntled citizens of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County that are going to say, they didn't do nothing for me. They told me I didn't qualify. They told me this. They told me that. But it's like, did you dot your I's? Did you cross your T's? If you didn't know how to dot your I's and cross your T's, did you reach out to some people that could tell you, just like how you're saying, Truth Nation, call in. If you know that you dotted your I's and crossed your T's, call in. Let people know the things that you done.
Yes.
So they will be able to say, oh, damn, I didn't do that.
Or how about this? If you are affiliated, or if you work for FEMA, or if you know someone who works for FEMA, is a FEMA employee, please have them call in. And you know what? We may have to actually do some campaigning so that for our show tomorrow, let's try to get maybe somebody from FEMA. Because, again, FEMA is here. They are on the ground. They got their boots on the ground, no pun intended, here in Wisconsin today. And to Homer's earlier point, we already know, okay, see, this is what I be talking about, y'all. We already know that from an equity lens, black neighborhoods always face slower recovery dollars, slower recovery response. So the question is, how are we making sure that resources are going to be distributed fairly for this FEMA recovery process? They are here. And again, from an equity lens standpoint, black neighborhoods, we are the last, if at all, any support. So in the meantime, between time, prepare for those applications. Now, we all know that standardized testing, a lot of applications are designed to throw us off. That is what we call systemic racism. And so versus getting frustrated, because at the end of the day, you deserve those FEMA dollars. You are a tax-paying citizen. So get familiar and get ready for applying for aid. It's tedious. It's annoying. Look, life already is life, and I get it, but this is what we have to be prepared for.
Yep.
And so like Homer said, just document everything, save those receipts, and get ready for those applications.
You want to use AI for everything else, use it to find out what you need to do to truly document and make sure that you got everything that you need. What are the things you can even Google? What does FEMA look for when you're trying to report damage from a flood? Just simply saying that and let it recite an answer for you. And now you can go over your own checklist and say, okay, nope, I didn't do that. Okay, I still got time to do this. I still got time to do that. And, because some people just threw their things out and they didn't take any pictures.
Oh, man.
And
come on.
Yeah, a lot.
Come on.
A lot. And it's sad because when FEMA overlooks them, they're going to be talking about it's because we're black.
And Homer, this is something else that's interesting because my friend and I, we were talking about this last night. We have so many resources in terms of technology now, to your point, where you don't have to do a lot of tedious stuff with AI and Chat GPT and, that's a form of AI. So to your point, look, everybody now has a digital camera on their phone.
And they film everything
you don't
else.
Have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you literally don't have an excuse to not be able to document everything. Even if you decide that you want to throw it away, like, take a picture of it before you put it on the curb. Because you may change your mind and say, you know what, bring that back. I forgot. That's the couch that grandma gave me. Document everything. Take pictures of everything. Keep your receipts. And again, leverage the technologies to prepare and complete the aid applications.
Absolutely.
Because that's one of the reasons why our voices are not heard, because we are not advocating for ourselves.
Yep. And then we'll blame everybody except taking self-accountability that we screwed up. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. Of course, you are listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. We'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now, through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now till August 31st, 2025. See official rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
You ever notice how the phrase 9 to 5 sounds just so old school? That's because in 2025, the 9 to 5 is as outdated as a rotary phone. Let's be real. The world has changed, and the way we work has changed with it. The gig economy is booming. Folks are making money on their own terms, driving Ubers, delivering DoorDash, freelancing, and side hustling their way to the bag. And then there's the work-from-home revolution. People are clocking in from their kitchen tables, their favorite coffee shops, or even the beach. Laptops open, pajamas on, productivity up. The virtual office is now the new corner office, and the only commute is from the bed to the desk. Let's not forget about the digital nomads, those bold souls who turn the world into their workplace. They're sending emails from Bali, closing deals in Barcelona, and living life on their own schedule. No time clock, No cubicle, just Wi-Fi and a dream. And 21st century entrepreneurship, well, it's a whole new game. You can launch a business from your phone, build a brand on Instagram, and make more in a week than some folks do in a month without even punching a clock. So who's still working that old 9-to-5 job? People who are resistant to change or maybe just can't adapt. The future belongs to the flexible, the creative, the hustlers who know how to make technology work for them. The 9-to-5, well, that's a museum piece. The real action is happening outside the box, where freedom and opportunity are just a click away.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
We've got a crash now. Eastbound 94 just past, let's see, it was just past Highway 16. Looks like they were able to take it off the freeway. Okay, then. Never mind. It is a little slow coming off Highway 16, getting onto 94 eastbound, so something to keep in mind there. Southbound on 41, backing up from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Capitol Drive. Northbound slows down just before Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. Eastbound 94 also slowing down a bit before 84th Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange. And the westbound side heavy from 27th to the Stadium Interchange proper. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 75 tonight, mainly clear, low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
It's Tsunami Thursdays, brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. I am your cousin sub of the day. I am a club sub, the legendary Homer Blow, and my co-host, cousin sub.
Steak and cheese.
Yeah.
Steak and cheese.
DT. How you feeling? Hey, listen. This is, we're letting people know, like, this is a real thing. And if you don't want to be left out and not included, you got to do your part. That's one of the biggest things that I always talk about, accountability. So you have to have self-accountability as just well as general accountability. We love to blame. We love to blame. We don't like to take the fact that, I did do something wrong, or I didn't do everything that I should have done, so I would be included. So we create our own disparities sometimes, and you think that people are coming down on you. No, it's really trying to help you. So when we talk about the black and white of it all, you get what I'm saying? Because that's the real thing. Some of those disparities come because of the fact that we didn't dot our I's and cross our T's.
Completely _bold agree. Completely agree, Homer. And just to give a quick update, we put out a poll, Truth Nation, on our YouTube message board, which you can stream and watch the legendary Homer Blow and myself, yours truly, DT, live on YouTube, X, and on our YouTube chat board, we have a question. Do you think FEMA will help our community? And what's crazy is that as of about 15 minutes ago, we received a total of 20 votes. It is split, Homer. It is split down the middle. 50% say yes, I do think that FEMA will help our community. And the other 50% say no, I do not think that FEMA will help our community. That is interesting.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because I think maybe 5 or 6 years ago, it would have been the majority yes. We just are the trust in government, the trust in federal agencies, based on both what we're reading and just the optics that we've seen. It's diminished our faith and trust and belief in our government.
Michael Jackson wrote a song about it.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Don't get me started.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Because I love me some MJ. Boy, I will break out all the songs.
Right. But and that's it.
But yeah.
I mean, it's hard when you've seen it play out in your face so often. You feel what I'm saying? And I even think that with a lot of the news coverage, I've seen them go into other communities, and you see them talking about their loss, but they're not showing as many black people, young black people, because they're young black people that have lost everything. Their business resided in their home, and the flooding that came and the office supplies, or if the business operated from their basement. And these people are real people, and they lost their entire business. People that have just lost things that are irreplaceable, but at least you can help them to get on their feet, because now they have mold, and we already have a lot of situations to whereas the homes may have issues and foundation issues as it is, but now you run into this, and it's like your whole life, you're throwing your whole life out there on the curb. Because they're telling you it's contaminated, and you shouldn't do this, and you need to throw this out. And if your car was damaged, people literally lost not only some of their home things, but they lost their vehicles as well. And they didn't have the right type of insurance. So that's a fear factor, in my opinion, for a lot of black people too. If you called yourself calling your insurance agent and denied, as soon as you say the word flood, denied. Is FEMA going to really overrule the fact that even your insurance company said denied? Can you still get help? Yep, go ahead.
I got a question for you, and this is completely from ignorance. Is West Allis a part of Milwaukee County?
Yes.
Okay, so I find it interesting, and one of our valued listeners, Madi, says that West Allis got hit hard. And so I'm quoting what he's put on the YouTube message board. West Allis got hit hard. White neighborhoods are impacted, so FEMA will help them first. And then he says, Madi. Let's talk about that for a second. Because now that I know that West Allis is a part of Milwaukee County, and we just heard a soundbite from a leader within the Milwaukee County Office, Emergency Management to be specific, say that we're trying to make sure that everybody gets what they need from a recovery process. It will be interesting to me, and thank you, Madi, for sharing that point. Homer, it will be interesting to me, based on the census data, there are way more people that live in the city of Milwaukee than the suburbs of West Allis. So out of those 16,000 flood damage reports that were submitted, I guarantee you, I hope, just based on the realistic numbers that make up the population of Milwaukee between West Allis, that they would start in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I don't know how they assess. That's why we're working on getting someone from FEMA. But to me, that from an optics standpoint, if FEMA starts in West Allis, and you're telling me that out of the 16,000 reports that were submitted regarding damage, if you're telling me that the majority of the ones that were submitted come from West Allis, okay, I get it. West Allis residents, they cross their T's and dotted their I's. But that's what I want to know. I want to know, out of those 16,000 damage reports, how many of those 16,000 were from Milwaukee residents versus West Allis residents?
Oh, there were some Milwaukee residents, but I don't believe all of them look like me. We got a couple of calls on the line. Millicent, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts or comments on this?
Okay, let's stop trying to divide the county. If FEMA helps the county, not a city. So if the money comes, it will come for the whole county. They don't divide it up by West Allis, Milwaukee. It's all asked for from the state. I mean, the state asks the federal government gives it to the state gives it to the county. So the money will be equally distributed. The problem is going to be that a lot of people try to jump the system and not follow the rules. Like, there are a lot of people who still haven't called 211. So you're just sitting there. If you're not doing the things you need to do too, you're not going to get the help. And this, I got to say this flood was very much non-racial. This flood got everybody. Everybody was affected. It didn't matter what color you were. So I don't want this to become like a black and white thing. This should be a Milwaukee County thing. Don't look at it as the city. This is a county. This is our county executive getting this money.
Yeah.
And FEMA may not help us because y'all got to be careful. FEMA has not helped Texas yet either.
I know.
From the floods where the kids got killed. So it won't be where we can say, yeah. See, FEMA, there is really no more FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
I know.
Y'all got rid of FEMA.
I know. I mentioned that earlier.
Let's be very clear. It was some people from the truth that did this. A lot of this y'all can blame on some of y'all afternoon talk people because you're not going to get no help because they told you who to vote for and you voted for the wrong one. See, when Democrats were in office, FEMA money came within 72
Democrats.
hours.
I'm weak. She said Democrats.
No, that's what y'all call them. That's what the truth calls them. That's what the people on the truth call them.
I'm sorry, sister. What is your name, sis? What's your name? Melisande. First of all, good morning. Thank you so much for your call.
Good morning.
And what you shared is exactly what Homer and I were requesting from our valued listeners is information, because I am coming from a very ignorant perspective because I don't know a lot about this process. But to go back to your earlier point, here's the reality. We're not creating, or I can't speak for anybody else. My intention is not to create division because, like you said, Mother Nature doesn't care about race. That's a fact. But we're talking about the response, the recovery process. And it is a fact, my sister, my queen, that in terms of the recovery allocations, they have been disproportionately impacting neighborhoods that have more people of color than not.
Facts.
So that is a fact. So again, we're not saying that Mother Nature, in terms of creating division, my sister, my job as a talk radio host for a station that is targeted to black and brown people, I have to speak from that lens. I'm not creating anything. I'm a victim of racism every day. Mm-hmm. So what you shared is exactly what we need to understand. I would just ask that when you are speaking to people who are coming from an ignorant position, because you obviously are very, very well informed, because when you were like, city, not county, that's division right there.
Right.
So again, thank you for your call. But when you are speaking to people that are ignorant, just know that coming from a place of, you know what, you may not know this, so let me share with you, is much more healthier than city versus county.
Yep. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. Again, you're listening to, hey, woo, effective. You know, I'm just saying that in the term of powerful. We effective communications coach. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am the legendary Homer Blow along with DT. We got to take care of some bills. We'll be black. Ray, I see you on the line. 833-212-1017 if you'd like to join in the discussion.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Hi, I'm Theo, and I'm a proud Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising junior, I'm excited to get involved in the many opportunities that RUHS offers, like sports, clubs, and advanced placement classes. But what I love most about Riverside are all of the chances to grow and build relationships with classmates. Riverside is one of the most welcoming high schools in the city. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 to 3, come and join us for the Truth Family Fest. We'll have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors. See you there.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
At Crash Course, we believe cost shouldn't stand in the way of safe driving. If you're 14 to 19 years old, you may qualify for 100% free driver's ed through Wisconsin's Driver Education Grant Program. That includes the full online course and all required behind-the-wheel lessons at no cost to your family. With convenient school-based pickup through Southeast Wisconsin, getting started is simple. Crash Course, the best choice driving school. Visit crashcoursewi.com to pre-register and hit the road with confidence.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no. So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning, the cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Calling all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-owned business Give Black. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight your brand and journey on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveblack.com. That is blackbusinessgiveblack.com. Let's rebuild our community's black bone through exposure on the truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveblack.com. Associated Bank member FDIC. We're black. Welcome to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. We got Ray, who has been patiently holding on. If you've got comments on this, 833-212-1017. Great morning, Ray. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts?
Right back at you. Good morning. I'm concerned. I have a question about how FEMA even works. Like, and I saw there was levels to it, like severe property damage, and like people kind of got displaced or like real damage to their home. And then there's people, and I'm sorry about whatever sentiment you have, just had some stuff in their basement that just got damaged.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there wasn't real damage. So it was like, will the people want to get like materials replaced and covered, or like will those towards more like home improvement or repairing real damage to houses?
DT?
And also,
that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Did you want me to share with you about the FEMA process?
Yes, that's what he wants.
Okay.
Yes.
And thank you, Ray. And I'm sure that that's going to help a lot of other people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ray, thank you for listening, and thank you for that great question, because see, that's the kind of questions that we need to be
absolutely
asking. So thank you for that. So here's the thing with FEMA, there is a local and state response first. So what that means that disasters are first handled at the local level. So whether that's the police department, the fire department, EMS, et cetera, et cetera. So if local resources are finding themselves like they did in this particular situation, being overwhelmed, then the state government, and that's usually through the governor's office, so Governor Evers' office and state emergency management, they will step in with the National Guard or state funds. So in this case, they stepped in with state funds. Then what happens is that Governor Evers says, okay, these state resources, they're not enough. So then the governor will then request formally federal help. And that's where FEMA comes in. So the request will go to President Trump, and then he will then contact FEMA and say, okay, go out to Milwaukee County, as our previous caller had mentioned. And then what happens is that FEMA today, Ray, FEMA is conducting what they call a preliminary, and this is what Homer had referenced earlier, a PDA, and that is a preliminary damage assessment. And they're going to meet with both the Governor Evers, as well as, to our earlier caller's point, Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley, and they're going to collectively verify the severity. Now, if all of that is approved, then President Trump will issue what is called a major disaster declaration or an emergency declaration, which is oftentimes what we hear. And this is what, to again, Homer's earlier point, will determine how much money will come from FEMA, and that will go towards individuals, that will go towards businesses, and that will go towards communities as a whole. Now, there are different types of FEMA assistance. So see, again, Ray, you're asking the right questions, my brother. There's individual assistance. So this is grants for temporary housing, repairs, your medical and dental needs, funeral costs, child care, personal property. This is all part of the application. So what you're going to do is apply directly via disasterassistance.gov or the FEMA app. Or you can call, and I'm going to say this number twice, 1-800-621-FEMA. That's 1-800-621-FEMA. The second type of FEMA assistance is public assistance, and that's where there is funding allocated to the state, the county, and any nonprofit organizations that have filed and been approved to rebuild, whether it's the streets, the schools, hospitals, etc. And then finally, you have hazard mitigation assistance. And these are the funds that are towards long-term projects that are going to reduce future flooding risks. So whether that's elevating homes, looking at bridges, flood control systems, that's the third part of the process. So again, from an individual standpoint, do your homework, get prepared, because individuals must register with FEMA by the deadline. So that's usually 60 days from the time that the flooding occurred. So let's get ready, y'all. Right. I hope that answered your question, Ray.
It should have answered a lot of questions for a lot of people, but knowledge is power. And
yes,
this is why we're here to give you not hearsay, but to give you the truth. You feel what I'm saying? So
yes,
you have to help us to help you. If you don't end up being one of the ones that are chosen and you say, but I lost everything too, we know that will be twofold. One, because oftentimes we don't get the necessary help that we need, even though we need it. Two, you didn't do all the things that you needed to do to properly make the application process go and work for you. So many people,
and that's okay, because I want to be clear. It's okay if you don't beat yourself up, because again, we dealing with a lot of stuff. We ain't like other communities, so there's a lot of things that we're still navigating even before this flood. Yeah, so
come on,
just
let's go.
Just give yourself some grace and keep, because the other caller, she obviously got a lot of beef with the afternoon talk show host, which I'm just the talent. I'm just here in the mornings. I'm just the talent. I don't have any. Let me just say this really clear. Okay, Truth Nation, I have no decision-making authority. I hope you understand. Me and Homer, we are talent. We have no decision-making authority. So whenever you hear our voices, know that we were invited, we were asked, and we said, you know what? Truth Nation deserves the best. Why not? That's it. So moving on. I have no decision-making authority. I'm here to just make sure y'all are good. So from that standpoint, give yourself some grace, and let's get it right this time. That's why we are here giving you the information that you deserve and that you need regarding the FEMA process. And so they're here as of today. I don't know how long they will be here, but they are here. We've just walked through the different types of FEMA assistance, as well as how you can register.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely, while they're here, you're going to want them to come to your home and inspect and start the funding and recovery process. You deserve that. So just, like I said, take the information. If you missed it, this will be a podcast. You can go to the Truth app. You can go to the Truth website and click on Truth in the Morning and hear this as many times as you need to with Homer and I. Yeah. That's what we're here to do.
Now, one of the things that I always like to say, because it's important to me, we need to hear it all. We're not going to always agree. And I'm talking about that's just human nature. We're not going to always agree. Me and DT are not going to always agree. And we know the importance of saying, okay, you've heard my thoughts on this. I've heard your thoughts. And we still are at a crossroad. So we can easily and respectfully say, well, let's just agree to disagree. It's not going to stop us from getting things accomplished. It's not going to stop us from moving forward. It's just, you need to understand that every host has their truth. They have their thoughts. They have their opinions. Now, if they don't align with you, it's okay because that happens. But for some people, it will align with them. And they like, you know what? You right. They wrong. You right. They wrong. So we need to hear, like when we talk about like the crime and the different things that are going on in and around our community and in our city and in the county, you need to end up hearing from the people that are doing this, like, what is wrong? Why would you do this to a baby? You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I get the criminal complaints and hear the Mirandaized interview of the people who are charged with these crimes, we need to hear, because we like, what is that person thinking? Why would they do something like that? So we need to hear it, whether we like it or say that ain't no legitimate reason. We need to hear the pros and the cons. That's why they're called pros and cons. We need to be able to hear all sides and all facets. Some people are going to be with the person, some people are going to be against them. But that's why you have a voice on Truth Nation. That's why you can call in and you can say, I disagree, I strongly disagree, but also be able to articulate your point, your reason, and don't do it just to argue with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. Make it effective as we get ready to effectively take care of some bills. It's Tsunami Thursday, sponsored by and brought to you by Tsunami Express. We are Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 The Truth with the legendary Home of Blow, along with
your cousin sub of the day, steak and cheese, DT. Let's go.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Your expression on your face, that's got to me. And the man wasn't lying.
What you mean the expression on my face? How can you see my face? You listening to me on the radio, man.
No, I'm watching you on YouTube, too.
Oh, all right, then. You're an old man, and you know about YouTube. How old are you, Adam? You about 85.
83.
I'll be dipped. How blessed are we to have you.
Watch all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows by subscribing to 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Maya is always on the move, and so is her money. Buy this here, deposit that there. She and her money are a lot to keep track of. Good thing Maya banks with Landmark Credit Union and uses their amazing mobile app. Maya checks her balance, deposits checks, pays bills, even transfers money between friends. So while Maya's coming and going, she can see her funds coming, going, and, best of all, growing. Landmark Credit Union. Banking made easy. Insured by NCUA.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
The biggest snowflakes out here are always been the white Republicans, who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Great morning, everyone. I and DT, we are your cousin subs of the day. I'm a club sub. She's a steak and cheese. I am the legendary Home Blow, and she is effective.
Yes.
Communication coach, DT. And we are talking about the fact that FEMA is in town. And
they're here.
Have you dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's as they are here to make their assessments? So if you are one of the people that if they accept and the orange man ends up deeming that, okay, it's a disaster, it's the emergency funds that need to be released, and then the county can end up putting those funds to where they need to go. And I'm just saying that with a lot of other things that happen and take place, we're not always the ones to fill things out correctly. And we're not always the ones to ask for help when we don't understand. But yet we'll say, well, I did that. It's like, okay, so you filled out this and that. What's that? So that means you didn't do it. And what we want to be able to do is give you the correct information.
Exactly.
One of the Truth Nation listeners and supporters out from Sherman Park ended up sending a link, and we're putting it on the 1017 Truth X app, formerly known as Twitter. So you can go there, and it breaks it all down. It's a video clip because some people are more visual and want to be able to hear. So you can go and watch that video clip that explains all the things that you need to do to make sure that when you want to gripe and be like, they didn't do a damn thing for me, and you can tell people like, look, and I dotted all my I's, I crossed all my T's, but for some reason, we were still left off the list of being assisted. So knowledge is power and truth, just like Kyle showed, truth to power. Truth is power. You know, so
now
we can't lie to ourselves and act like we did. No, I did this, I did that. And we go look through your work and be like, nah, you didn't do this. Did you do this part? Well, I didn't see that part. Yeah, that's because you're lying. And you got to take self-accountability for lying to yourself.
I'm weak.
I'm just saying, DT.
No, because it's true. Because I'm laughing because that's me. I'll be like, well, I didn't. And it's like, did you fill out the entire application, Denise? Did you scroll down? Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm laughing at me. That's me. Homer, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a little bit, but then I'm also gonna get back to what you're saying because you preaching right now. A lot of us, administrative work, like filling out applications, man, it takes us to a level of anxiety that you can't even fathom. Like, it is just like, oh, and then you're already dealing with, your house flooded, and now I got to fill out these applications, and, I'm just dealing with life already. So it's hard, and I get it. So for our listeners that are like, look, man, these applications, I don't like them. They're annoying. I'm with you. What I will always tell myself, and this is going back to what Homer suggested, there are technology tools like AI that you can leverage.
That's right.
To help you. I mean, literally help you complete any of the applications that you need, because that money, it belongs to you. You're a taxpayer.
That's right.
So like Homer said, we can't be like, well, we didn't get. We can say that once we know we filled out the applications and we've done the due diligence, and then we can go into, wait a minute, hold on. Because that's what they bank on. Are you with me, Homer? Are y'all with me, Truth Nation?
Yeah.
They bank on being able to say to you, well, the reason why you didn't get any money is because you didn't. That's what they bank on.
But we got to show them wrong. We got to prove them wrong.
There you go.
And, I think one of the things that would have been helpful as well, and that's something that I think Milwaukee County owes the city, as well as the city of Milwaukee owes the city. let's have some town halls on how to properly fill out your forms. So that way, and it should have been done before now, because FEMA assessments are happening now. And but it's not too late, because if we are declared an emergency, a disaster situation, and now you need to look at going to the county and filling these things out and how to apply, what you need to do on the app, the FEMA app and all of that. I think that there needs to be a few open town hall sessions, north side, south side, other places in the West Dallas
working
or wherever.
Sessions. Let's do it together.
Right, and have people understand this is what you're going to see. Just use it from other people in other states that have had to go through this and request FEMA money. So now this is the process. If you need assistance in filling this out, here's the number you can call, or here's what we'll do, or have some people right there on the spot that, whether they're volunteers or whatever the case may be, that can help people properly fill it out. Because some people are ignorant and they don't want to admit it. They hide it with anger, or you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I did do that. And it's because they know that they really didn't, but they don't want you to be right. They don't want to feel like they don't know what they're doing and this, that, and the other. The reality is there's a lot of situations where we don't know what the hell we're doing. We don't know what the hell we're doing. So,
and I'm raising my hand with you, because in this situation, I'm one of those people that don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I'm with y'all. If you do not know what you're doing, do not feel bad. Look, I got my hand up too. But the thing is, in this situation, it's not about who's the smartest person. It's about, I pay my taxes and I need to benefit from this. Like somebody said on the YouTube message board, weather is not racist. Weather does not care.
That's right.
It's the process afterwards where the systemic racism is oftentimes where we're impacted. So let's do, like you said, wait a minute, I'm laughing at LaRon Taylor. He said on the YouTube chat board, he said, that's too much work, but we'll fight over them chicken tenders on a Carnival cruise. I'm weak. I'm weak. That is hilarious.
He's not lying. Unfortunately, and those are points that I be bringing out, DT. So it's like, that's why I always say, help me to help you. But I really do think that people should, they got numbers that you can call, but I would call, Milwaukee County. I would call the city of Milwaukee
211.
and say, look, can y'all put together, or call your alderperson and say, hey, can y'all put together some sessions where we can come out and learn how to properly fill this out? Because I absolutely know that my stuff and the things that I lost should be able to be a part of FEMA funds should we get them. But if you don't know what you're doing, if you have a seasoned citizen that, I don't know nothing about this here, baby, what am I supposed to put here? Well, I don't know. And then you have somebody that dropped out of school and they don't know what the hell to do either. Let's get some people to help us to learn the process so we'll know how to properly fill out that information. We've got Truth Nation is on the Truth Talk text lines, 833-212-1017. Brian, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts?
I got a quick question. First of all, love that you took my call. I was thinking a few years ago, how you doing, DT? A few years ago, we had a real bad windstorm, and trees were just blowing over like they had no roots because they had no roots. What happened to the tree roots? I mean, why do our trees in Milwaukee County not have roots to them? And as far as I remember in science class, roots help, sop up water and create photosynthesis and to create oxygen. That's what I remember back from earth science. But in Milwaukee, is it possible that we're getting all these floods because the tree roots are not around? We just have a bunch of trees with no roots?
Well, the Department of Forestry, a lot of people don't even try to get into that, and you need to, because we know what trees and what nature provides, but oftentimes we'll overlook those things. We won't end up investigating those things, so we'll have people like Brian, people like Homer Blow, the legendary Homer Blow, and DT, that we will look and research what is this and what is that, because most of the trees that end up being coming down and falling down, you'll see that the tree itself was hollow. It was old. It had died of old age and was just waiting for somebody to push it down. Be like, look, I'm ready to go. And if y'all don't do something about me, I'm just going to fall on somebody's house, somebody's car. So we have to educate ourselves, because when we talk about what happened to, not enough people are asking those questions. When they go to a town hall meeting that's done by the mayor or the alderperson or the county exec, and they don't ask those questions. So these are the people that you need to ask, because they can tell you about a plan that's 5 years away. We're going to be replacing these, and we've already started in this area, and we're going to be moving to that area, because what you're saying may be absolutely true. And you need to find out. Well, y'all need to expedite over here, because this tree is talking about, I'm a weeping willow in real life, but I'm weeping from the bottom to the top. So, yeah, we got to go and ask those kind of questions, ask our elected officials those kind of questions, instead of just asking regular citizens, because we're not going to always have the answer and be like, you're right. But if we collectively utilize the fact that they work for us, we can ask those questions. We got Al from Sherman Park. Al, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Thanks for sending the clip. We've got it on our 1017 X page, so people can go and check that video out. What's your comments?
Well, good morning. My comment is, before we start saying what we're going to get and what we're not going to get, we do need to at least make the effort to apply. One of the things that I found amazing when I went out to the website is they had streamlined the processes, and I give that credit to the Trump administration, trying to make it easier for people to apply. So before we guess what black people are going to get and what we aren't going to get, let's get the application out there. I remember, this reminds me of a story. When I first went to work for Northwestern Mutual Life, a lot of people say, oh, black people aren't going to get hired up in there. You don't know until you put in the application. So stop listening to other people telling you what black people aren't capable of, what you're not going to have. It'll stop you from a lot of things in life if you listen to others.
You know what, Al? This is why I love you, Al from Sherman Park, because you just gave us a great segue into our next topic, which is
we'll
that
talk
Milwaukee
about on the other side. But go ahead.
Yeah, when we come back from break, guess what, y'all? Milwaukee still has one of the worst black unemployment rates in the nation. When we come back, we're going to get into what is the cause of that, bust some of these myths, and then ask the question, how do we as a community demand and build real access to opportunity? So thank you, Al from Sherman Park. Stay locked in. You are listening to The Truth in the Morning with the legendary Homer Blow and your girl, DT, the effective communication coach. Stay locked in. We'll be back.
Truth Nation, it's Tsunami Thursday. Your chance to win a free Tsunami Express T2 graphene wash. Just open the 1017 The Truth app, head to the contest tab, and fill out the entry form. Like we're telling you, fill out the form. Fill out the form or click the link in our bio to enter for your chance to win. Search to Tsunami Express. They have the best-in-class technology to make washing your car fun, fast, and easy. After your wash, enjoy your free premium amenities like powerful vacuums and air for your tires. It's Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. It is Tsunami Thursdays on The Truth 101.7 FM.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
If you have built-in advantages as a white person that you just have, and it's not like a white kid has sat down when they're young and said, okay, white kid, you have all these advantages. They just exist. It's built into the fabric of what America is. And I don't expect them to want to willingly give up their advantages. Just like I don't expect someone who is successful to share their secrets of their success. I expect successful people to gatekeep.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
If better sleep has been hard to come by, you're not alone, and the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhafels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhafels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't do just anywhere. Right now, Steinhafels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. Head to steinhafels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhafels. Better sleep starts now.
I'm attorney David Gruber. After an accident, you need a trusted winning team on your side. For more than 30 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped Wisconsin families get the results they deserve. If you've been injured, call our firm today for a free consultation. We're available 24/7. Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Ride the wave to clean at Tsunami Express Car Wash, Milwaukee's fan favorite for a winning shine. Become a monthly member and enjoy unlimited washes for less than $1 per day. Plus, skip the wait in the fast lane and enjoy unbeatable amenities like free vacuums and tire air. Visit any of their convenient locations in Midtown Milwaukee, Waukesha, Greenfield, Oak Creek, and Mount Pleasant. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Learn more at tsunamiexpress.com.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
You know, it's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Bring it on, Black DT.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning with the legendary Homer Blow and yours truly. We're both coming to you as your cousin subs of the day. I am Steak and Cheese cousin sub of the day, your girl DT, the effective communication coach. And as you heard, I'm joined by the legendary Homer Blow. Now, here's something. Here's a reality that we got to dive into. And I don't want to use the word shocking, but it is definitely something that I think would keep us wide awake this morning, Homer. Now, back in 2011, Milwaukee Magazine reported that Milwaukee was ranked as one of the worst black unemployment rates in the nation. So at the time, it was 25.6%. Okay? And obviously, fast forward, which would be about 15 years later, Milwaukee still sits at the bottom of the list when it comes to black folks finding work. And in fact, our unemployment rate is double and even sometimes triple that of our white brothers and sisters. So again, it's not new news, but for more than 25 years, Milwaukee continues to rank amongst the worst in the country for black unemployment. Now, let's first get into why that is. Now, Homer, I know you remember, because I know I do, the Great Migration. So for those that are younger, let me just really quickly break down. The Great Migration was where you had a mass movement of black folks out of the rural South into northern, Midwestern, and Western cities. And so between 1916 and 1940, you had 1.6 million black people leaving the South. And that was based on World War I job opportunities, racial violence, and Jim Crow laws that were taking place in the South. So folks were moving to Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland, New York, Philly. Now, the second wave, and this is where 5 million black folks after World War II moved to cities like Gary, Indiana, St. Louis, and yours truly, Milwaukee, based on the industrial jobs. So black folks was working. Black folks in Milwaukee were working. They were eating good. There was economic stability. And now you see a number of these same black folks that were part of the Great Migration relocating back to the South, which is now becoming, Homer, the reverse migration to the South. So let's get into why Milwaukee continues to be one of the worst cities in terms of black unemployment rates. Because in the year of 2025, we are still in the second quarter. Let me just say this. In the second quarter of 2024, Wisconsin's black residents faced an unemployment rate of 5.6%, nearly double the state average of 2.9%. Did you hear that, Brother Blow?
Yeah, they ain't gonna like me.
Now, nationally, the black unemployment rate was around 6% in the first quarter of last year, which was twice the rate for white workers. Now, the overall Milwaukee metropolitan unemployment rate as of November last year was 3.4. Why we continue to lack in terms of employment in Milwaukee suggests that there is still a significant racial job gap that we are going to have to continue to address, because the black jobless rate in this state remains disproportionately high, and it continues.
They ain't gonna like me. They ain't gonna like
Where we at, Homer?
They ain't gonna like me, DT. They ain't gonna like me. Well, I'm gonna go black into the sign of saying that, well, there's some people that gets hired, right? And they act like they are the employer instead of being the employee. And a lot of them think that they gonna be famous like Kai Cenat, and they gonna make money off Facebook. They gonna check the comments, CC, and they think that that's gonna get them to where they's gonna be rich. And then they find out that they only made, after having a gazillion views, $45. So they looking at trying to be the next internet sensation and putting all kind of little things out there. And another thing, DT, what's happening is that I see a lot of this. Like, I don't like having to go to the restaurant or going anywhere where they have customer service, and the person that looked like me, she's a woman now. She's a young girl, and I gotta be heard. I gotta see this. May I help you? May I help you? Wow. You know, I'm just saying, I don't want to see that. Wow. And then they got what they call the crack of their ass, that they wearing these low ride pants and wearing all this inappropriate stuff. Yeah, and they expect that we gonna just keep them in the workforce. They feel like they can talk to their employer any kind of way and say like they the boss, like they owns the company, but they don't owns the company, but they want to act like it. And they'll tell you that I couldn't find my babysitter, but you didn't find out because they called and told you they couldn't find their babysitter. You called them and said, aren't you supposed to be in today? Well, I ain't been able to find my babysitter. So.
Homer, don't hold back. Tell us, like, you going in, man.
I'm just saying. And some of them
it could be,
prefer to lay on their ass instead of getting up, going in there, putting in the work. They want us to get paid now. They want us to get paid, but they don't want to get educated. They don't want to really learn about the job. They just feel like, y'all need me. I remember right after the pandemic, right? The pandemic happened, and then they was telling people, like, look, the world is hiring. Now, how the hell you not going to find a job when a job that used to pay you just minimum wage, talking about we going to pay you $20 and $25 an hour, there's no way that you should have not been able to find you a job. Other people think they going to get rich doing Uber and Lyft or DoorDash, and they don't care about going into a regular work environment, and they feel like they all going to just get rich off of this internet. And
so
that's
what you're saying, Homer,
they
is that
lazy,
basically
and they don't want to be
here,
called lazy.
Right here in metropolitan Milwaukee.
Yes.
Now, although the general unemployment is down to 3.4% as of November of last year, and even 4.1% by June of this year, that number does not reflect the black jobless crisis. But to your point, or for your perspective, it's because we don't want to work.
It's a lot of.
That's why the gap remains wide. Is that what you're saying?
It's a lot of. It's a lot of them. They don't want to work. They go in there, they get their first paycheck, and then you don't see them no more. You hook them up. It makes you feel bad because you done told them, because they say, oh, I need a job. So you're like, okay, I'm going to put in a good word with my people because they are the hiring person here. They in HR, whatever the case may be. And it's like you send them, be like, okay, you call to do a follow-up because the person you sent don't follow up with you. And be like, hey, did you ever get an application from such and such? Like, nope, we ain't hear nothing. Well, I dropped them off.
Well,
I gave them a ride and all of that. So, yeah, some of that is our fault.
Because I got to keep this real, too, with you. In addition to the lack of, let's say, ambition, I also want to call out that there is a huge young professional exodus going on. There are a number of young black professionals that are still leaving Milwaukee. And so the question is, what is making them want to leave versus staying here in Milwaukee and investing their talent here?
Eagles want to soar with other eagles. When you are in an environment like this that actually brings you down, like you want to come in, like how we are. We're energetic. You know what I'm saying? We're able to project. Like when I hear your voice, DT, it inspires me. No matter what you're saying, it inspires me. It's like, yeah, you know, it motivates me to say, I can do it. I can do it.
Yes.
I can get up, get out, and do something. Don't let the world just pass you by. Shout out to Outcast. I'm just saying, but, you know, that's just real talk. But a lot of people, they won't do what they need to do. We got to get ready to take care of some bills.
Okay, because let me just leave with this question when we come back. Because, Homer, you talked about a lot of people wanting to make quick money using, you know, technology or social media. So is this truly, and this is a question again for you, Homer, and our valued Truth Nation listeners, is this about individual hustle? Or do we still need to address that there are still systems in Wisconsin, whether it's school, whether it's hiring companies, that are still putting in measures to not hire black folks? When we come back, I want to hear from you, Homer. I want to hear from you, Truth Nation. 1-833-212-1017. Is it about the individual hustle, or is it about the systems that are designed here in Wisconsin to hold black folks back? We'll be back.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
Are you scrolling through life instead of living it? With US Cellular's US Mode, it's easier than ever to block out distractions and focus on what truly matters, making genuine connections. And now, through the 10K Life in US Mode sweepstakes, you could win $10,000 to reconnect with what's most important. Imagine the joy of creating lifelong memories with loved ones on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Don't miss out. Enter now at giveaway.uscellular.com. No purchase necessary. Sweepstakes runs now till August 31st, 2025. See official rules online. Switch to US Mode and live more.
We Energies want you to keep this important safety message in mind. Before you start digging, planting, or landscaping on your property, call 811 to have underground utilities marked. Calling 811 at least 3 business days before you plan to dig will help you know what's below and can prevent a hazardous situation. Our representatives will mark the underground utilities on your property for free. So remember, stay safe and call before you dig.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
And what are some of the ways that you're inspiring people? Because, you know, one of the biggest opportunities, in particular in the African-American community, is access, exposure, and awareness.
For Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin, we've been here 76 years.
Wow.
And our mantra is saving the lives you love. So if someone you love needs a blood transfusion and they're in any hospital in Southeast Wisconsin here, that blood's coming from us. And so we're trying to make sure that we're communicating that, because I think folks maybe don't understand that blood can't be manufactured. And summers are always tough because schools are out and we collect about 20 to 25% of our blood from schools. So it's always a day-to-day struggle. We say that the blood that's on the shelves is the blood that saves lives. And a lot of times people are compelled to donate when something bad happens. And our mission and our job is to educate folks so that we can get ahead of the curve and keep 3 days of inventory on the shelves. So we're in a decent spot right now, but we're on the streets every day trying to inspire people to join our mission. One of our big projects that we're proud of is Versity on King, which is part of the Thrive on collaboration in the Gimbel Schuster building on Martin Luther King Drive. And next year, we're going to open a destination center there. It'll be a blood donation center, but it'll be more than that, because we've realized that we can't be transactional with our relationships in the Black community. We need to do things that are intentional and that show that we're there to stay. But the reason that we're there is because not enough people that look like us donate. And so for disorders like sickle cell disease that disproportionately affect us, the race can matter. But I like to say that, Black folks have a superpower in their blood. 44% of Black blood donors will have this rare trait that makes their blood more likely to be able to be a match for a sickle cell patient. And that 44%, that is way higher than what we would find in other races.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
Well, we've got an accident northbound 4394 still being worked on just north of Holt Avenue. That's got that left lane blocked. Big delay stretching all the way back to the airport spur, so heads up with that. Westbound 894 also slow out of the Mitchell interchange all the way towards Forest Home. Southbound 41 backing up from just south of Good Hope Road down past Appleton Avenue. Got a crash off on the left shoulder there. Northbound is backing up just before Mayfair Road up to Capitol Drive. And 43 southbound heavy from just south of Hampton Avenue all the way down to about Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 75. Tonight, mainly clear, a low of 63. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
The Truth is the proud home of Marquette University High School football. The 2025 football season starts with a bang as we have a big-time matchup between two traditional football powerhouse programs. Tune in this Friday night as the Marquette High Hilltoppers host the Arrowhead Warhawks. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. Friday Night Football on The Truth is presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Fumble. That's a call. You don't understand? Fumble. Touchdown. That's a call. Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. We're black. It is yes, Tsunami indeed. Thursdays, brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash here on the Truth 101.7. And of course, this is Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown. We are in the Avenue. So you're going to learn today the legendary home blow. DT, we got phone calls. I'm going to go with Gabriel with saying it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 as it relates to that question, DT.
Yeah, is it about the individual hustle, or is it really about still systems in the state of Wisconsin rigged to hold
50,
Black
50,
folks back?
50-50.
Yes. Okay.
Smiley.
I feel you, Gabriel.
Smiley, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. What's your thoughts?
Okay, good morning. Let me first say, keep up the good work. Awesome job y'all doing. Don't stop doing it.
Thank you.
However, let me say this. When I came here, because I'm not a Milwaukee, I'm a Chi-Town girl. But when I came up here, I came up with for myself when I was younger, I came up here with a total agenda of getting things together, maintaining as a team parent. Which, let me say, Milwaukee did give me the opportunity because there was people there who was willing to help me to be successful and to succeed the way that I wanted to go. Which is, I was able to say I am a jack of all trades now. However, I was able to take care of my kids, do what I needed to do, because there were people in place to help me. Being that I left and came back since then, I left because I wanted to change when I left Milwaukee all over again. I lost a child here and a grandchild here, but I still see the same thing that's going on. It's a little bit of both. You have the young who out here who wants to work but don't want to work. You got the oldest who want to work who don't want to work. But it comes also when being a manager in the places that I worked within Milwaukee, these places kind of like if they're not in the right position, mindset, let me say that you do got people that will tear down these people who's willing to come to work every single day, who's willing to try to make things work, and they're already dealing with other issues outside from work, so it make it kind of difficult for them to come to work because they already beat down. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the ones who come to work all nasty attitude, whatever, because they don't know how to express what they really going through. But let me say this, there is the same thing. My last name, I can't say it because of work that I do. My last name caused me a lot of jobs because they thought I was related to the alderman, and I wasn't. So let me say there is, because of the color of my skin and my complexion, it's a totally different thing. But when they do see give me the opportunity to work, I do my job. And everybody don't have that opportunity. So let me say, even the ones of our own, our blacks, they do judgments, or they do tear you down just no different as our whites. So if it's going to be something where I look at these young folks, because I do talk to them, I have worked with them, they want a job. They really, really want a job. And because of their situation, trying to get to work, can't, have nobody to babysit their kids or daycare and all this. It's very difficult, especially single parents, even the men I've talked to. My oldest son, I'm going to let y'all go, my oldest son, before he was murdered, he said to me, "Ma, I want a job." I said, "What you want to do?" He said, "I want to work for the county park." Mind you, at that time, I worked for the county park. I plow, I patch, I tar, I operate their pool. I know everything about 70 baseball fields, all that. I got my son at this time, took him down there with I had a van full of kids, 14, 15, 16 years old. Took them down to the county park, at the city to put in the application. You tell me, then why did none of them get a job? Is it because of their age, or is it because who they know or who they didn't know? And that's the sad part about it. We have to do better. We have to go and reach out to these kids that's in these schools and find ways to help them. Because at this point, we are the solution and also the problem. Because the home bringing could be terrible, but if we able to reach out to our children and actually show them where we support them, we got their back, I promise you, things could turn around. It's based up to us. Give that little, and everybody will turn around to make it a lot. So I'm just saying, keep up the good work, please. Help our youth.
And please, can we, on behalf of Homer and I, please accept our sincerest condolences for your loss.
Yep,
sis. As a single mom of a black boy, you have my deepest condolences, and thank you so much for your call. Now, Homer, this beautiful lady brings up a very valid point, and we've been talking about this a lot. And when I say we, like some of my friends, because I'm 49, so my kids are now adults. I have a 27-year-old son and a 30-year-old daughter. But we were talking about, to her great point, it costs to work. Like, think about it. It costs, and I'm not even making this up, Homer. I've heard people say, depending on where they live, their child care expenses. So for them to go to work and have the confidence that their children are in a safe place and getting the quality care that they need, I've heard some couples talk about they pay $3,000 a month for child care. $3,000 a month? So to her point, and what was her name again? I'm so sorry, Andrew. What?
Smiley.
To Smiley's point, you got a lot of young people who want to work, but it costs to work. Like, it's like, I gotta get to my job. And the thing about it, Homer, you know very well that the prices, even with the cost of living increases, are astronomical compared to when you and I could either take the bus, walk, or if we had to get gas, it wasn't ridiculous. These kids, they've got ridiculous prices to navigate in terms of being able just to get to work, whether it's gas for the car, transportation, child care. That's a lot.
But see, that's the 50-50.
Thank you, LeBron.
We got a couple of more calls, but I want to read off the Truth Talk text line, which kind of goes into where I was going. Uncle Steve had a couple of comments, said, Homer is not wrong. I used to deliver to companies that had young blacks and whites employed there. They would be on their phone and get mad when the boss would tell them to get black to work. The system does him us black. What I've seen is companies like mass amounts of black folks, and 75% of those black young people would stereotypically mess up the job. After a company hires 50 people who look a certain type of way, persons 51 times infinity do not get a chance, do not get a second chance. It says, second, we do not know how to deal with business culture in an environment that demands we act a certain way while on the job. Nobody will listen, and God forbid they get criticized. That's when the street comes out. Conflict resolution is lacking in our youth. That's some powerful stuff. Let's go to the town before we move into our break time. The town, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. What's your comments?
How you guys doing?
Bless.
Like Frank, I mean, like Homer.
Yes.
Like, it's love, bro. But you bogus, cuz you bogus, and this is how I feel like it. Because like, do we do anything right, bro?
Yes.
Every time that we,
I just said 50-50. I said 50-50.
Hold on.
I know. I just said I said 50-50.
Hold on. You said that afterwards, and this is my point. I just want to make my point right fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about the flooding thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like bogus. The way you be talking, bro, is like it's a way to talk to people. Like your co-host said, it's like she tried to save you a couple times and be like, oh, hold on now. It's certain situations where you don't got to be going so hard. Like you be acting like, bro, like this is not one of the most segregated towns in America. You act like all the jobs ain't out here in Waukesha and the Sussex and way out where they cut off the bus lines for the kids to go. You act like that they didn't cut off a driver's ed for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, are there some kids that be messing up when they go into jobs, young kids? Yes. Yes, it is, though. It is, though. But out 50-50, I think that's ridiculous. I think that's a ridiculous number. I think it's more like 25-75.
Okay. We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can.
We can agree to disagree. He could have still been there. We can agree to disagree. The reality is I'm a realist. And I'm not, if the shoe don't fit you, don't put the damn shoe on. If the shoe don't fit you, don't put it on. But you're not going to tell me what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, because I'm born and raised in Milwaukee. Don't tell me that what I'm seeing is not a reality. Don't tell me that there was a young lady who was recklessly driving and tore a man's leg off on 27th and Center yesterday. And people chose to film it. Him with his leg torn off. I cannot sit and act like those things are not happening. I cannot sit like, I always talk about what you may not understand is when I say there's a minority group. But I said what they're doing, it affects a majority of people. I always say that. I always say it's not the majority of our youth, they're great. But it's what the damage that the minority group does that makes people put blank stereotypes out. So when we doing wrong, we don't want the white man to call us out, but we don't want us to check us either. So how the hell we going to get to a solution? I'm aware. I'm saying, but how the hell we going to get to a solution? We get to let them keep doing what they doing? I thought we were supposed to teach them. I thought we were supposed to educate them. I thought we were supposed to be the example. So now if you keep doing wrong, these things are going to happen. So we're trying to save you, but you got to help me to help you. We got to take care of some bills, and we'll be black.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
If better sleep has been hard to come by, you're not alone, and the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhafels have teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhafels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't do just anywhere. Right now, Steinhafels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. Head to steinhafels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhafels. Better sleep starts now.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
This is Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth.
We get right back to the action. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Homer Blow, along with my co-host,
Steak and Cheese cousin sub of the day, DT, the effective communication coach. What's good, Truth Nation?
Sponsored by Cousin Subs. We got a couple of more calls on the line, and we're going to take Truth Nation. We want to hear from you. We're going to go to Miss Nikki. Miss Nikki, great morning. Love you, appreciate you.
Miss Nikki, baby.
What's your truth?
I'm sorry, I had to say that.
Hey, great morning to the both of you as well. And Homer, I got to say this. Thank you for speaking it and being 100 with it, because we got to recognize that what we need to understand as Black people is that we are better than, right? Mm-hmm. And if we don't recognize what's happening in Milwaukee is not better than, we would never get better than. So you have to speak the truth. I can almost promise you, the majority of your listeners know somebody that you were speaking about, right? So it's the truth. So thank you for speaking the truth and standing on that.
Thank you.
DT, I want to thank you so much for bringing the unemployment data to the forefront. I'm a little winded because you guys have to stop in the middle of my jog to call in because this topic is so hot, right?
We appreciate you.
One of the things that I do want to talk about, and I want to know, DT, because I haven't looked at the educational data in a minute because my soul gets burnt when I see the amount of students who are not graduating from MPS. So I wonder, when you look at the statistics for unemployment and you compare it to the graduation rates, and then also the college attainment rates, because we already know that even when our kids are graduating from Milwaukee Public Schools, they don't have the skill set to either remain in college past the 9th grade. Mm-hmm. So they either go in and take a remedial courses or they just drop out. Mm-hmm. Then there's a whole nother group of people that we're not even taking into consideration. What about those who have dropped out of high school but who are not in college? Where are they? Right? So I just wonder, how does this data compare and speak to that story as well? Because one thing we know, that the root problem is education. And even when you look at the statistics, the last time I checked, right, since the pandemic, all the ethnicities did not gain in academic attainment like they did previous years. The African-American students was the only one that actually dropped below. So we are now, right now, sitting worse than what we was before the pandemic. However, none of this is being addressed. So that unemployment rate has to take into consideration, right, that we don't have the skill set to backfill the workforce. And until we start realizing that, we're not going to do until that education process is fixed, until we can get folks to obtain the educational requirement to have these jobs, this unemployment rate is going to continue. So you're speaking to me. I'm the first generation of parents who migrated here for the job. I was also a teen parent, DT. Had 2 kids by the time I was 18. When you look at it like that, like the young lady said before, I was able to go to get 3 degrees. I have 2 undergrads and I have a master's degree. And it was because the resources that was available to me in the community, and it was coupled by the support I received at home. So there are so many factors that goes along with this, but it is also the intrinsic motivation that we have to have within ourselves to do better. Right. So thank you for bringing the unemployment information to the forefront. I mean, I'm going to have to go do my own research, but it does. It just kills my soul to know that we are doing our black kids in Milwaukee such a disservice when they're not getting a proper education.
Nikki?
Because
Thank you so much for calling, because I want to just say this to Nikki really quick, Homer, because the thing is that Nikki, she is so spot on connecting the unemployment rates in our community as black folks to education. So here's some additional data, Nikki and Truth Nation, to consider. Now, at a national level, people without a high school diploma always have the highest unemployment rates, okay? Now, in 2024, black workers with only a high school diploma had an unemployment rate around 7 to 8% compared to 4 to 5% for black college graduates, okay? So this comes from a report from BLS in 2024. Now, let's bring it to Wisconsin. Now, in Wisconsin, and this is according to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction, also known as DPI, the black high school graduation rates continue to lag behind white peers. Now, in 2023, the black student graduation rate was about 69% compared to, get this, Nikki, 91% for white students. Now, this gap, to your point, Nikki, and this is so important, why we have to hold MPS accountable. Because we've got, out of 90,000 students that attend MPS schools, the vast majority of them are black and brown. So in Milwaukee, it is clear that when black folks do graduate, the numbers show that they still face higher unemployment than white high school dropouts. So it's a lot to do with education, and it's also a lot to do with the system. So to Nikki's point, education absolutely matters. The second thing that was done by the slave masters to the enslaved black people was, if I catch you learning how to read, I will kill you. And that was the second thing next to dividing the family. So yes, the systemic barriers, they weigh heavy, but we also have to hold people accountable and make sure that our kids have access to quality public education.
There you go.
Thank you, Nikki.
We're going to try to take Security Mike. Security Mike, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. What's your truth? Come on, Security Mike. What's your truth? All right. We're going to have to go.
How you doing?
Okay, we're trying to catch you because you're coming up towards the end of the show.
Hey, well, all I want to say is, Homer, bro, that one caller calling you bogus, and that I like how you broke it down, how you broke that down to him and explained to him in the way that you did. That was excellent. Because myself, I'm 60-40 about that. You 50-50. But what you said was spot on, man, with him calling you bogus for that. That's not right. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you very much. But
I agree, because legendary Homer Blow, y'all got to put some respect on his name. Like, come on now. This is the legendary Homer Blow. If you disagree or not, but the bogus thing, come on. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better.
Again, I'm just big on accountability. Like if I'm bogus about something, then I need to step up and take self accountability for that. I'm not going to run from that, but I'm not going to run from these issues that we are going through on a regular basis. Some people that feel that way until that damage hits them, then all of a sudden they change. So reckless driving doesn't matter to some people. Police shouldn't chase you because why they chasing? They just need to just try to catch them at a different time, this, that, and the other. Now, if that person that was reckless driving is the suspect who murdered your mother or murdered your son or daughter or murdered somebody that meant something to you, you're going to be like, yeah, chase them. Now, if that chase ends up leading to a crash that somebody else loses their life in, are you still going to say that law enforcement was bogus for chasing them? No. So we got to just stop acting like it's only important when it hits us. We got to look at it in its totality, that it's going to affect us. It's going to affect us. And when we try to run from that, no, we don't get to do that. We don't get to do that, not in my opinion. And I'm going to continue to hold the people that I love and care about accountable. And I love black people. I love everybody, but I love black people. I love my black people, but I don't respect all of them. You feel what I'm saying? Respect is earned. We give the common courtesy respect, but the rest of that is earned. DT, you respect me because not only before just knowing me, you're like, you know what? This is a good brother. But as you got to know me, it went to a whole nother level. You understand what I'm saying? So
and we, like you said, we can disagree.
Right.
We just don't need to do the name calling. That's all I'm saying. Like and here's the thing: there's some of the things that the brother said that I agreed with, because I did kind of challenge some points that I didn't agree with what you said, Homer. Mm-hmm. But what my thing is, the whole name calling stuff, y'all, we got to do better. We got to stop doing that, man.
Yep.
It's the legendary Homer Blow.
We got some news, DT. You want to talk about that before we wrap up?
Oh, man. And she just lost her TV son. So Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen, their beautiful mother, who, if you don't know, the movie Hidden, about the black astronauts. Anyway, say it again, Andrew. Hidden Figures. That was based on Felicia Rashad and Debbie Allen's mother, who just passed away at the age of 102. And Andrew, what was her name?
Vivian Ayers Allen, Pulitzer Prize nominated poet and mother to Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad. She's passed away at the golden age of 102 years young.
Yeah, Google Vivian Ayers Allen, because again, the movie Hidden Figures was based on her contribution to our country. And so please, our condolences and thoughts go out to Debbie Allen and Felicia Rashad, as their mother, Vivian Ayers Allen, Pulitzer Prize nominated poet, has passed away at the age of 102. That's a blessing now.
Absolutely.
That's a blessing.
Last words, DT?
I love you, Homer Blow, legendary Homer Blow. Truth Nation, continue to make it a great day. We gonna be all right. I'm gonna make it a great day. I don't know if y'all can hear my stomach growling, but I'm about to get something to eat, Homer. My stomach is on.
If nobody has told you that they love you today, I want to let you know that I love you, and I want you to please have a safe and nonviolent remainder of the morning, afternoon, evening, night, and hopefully the things we have to talk about in the near future won't have to be within our minute degrees of separation. For those of you coming out to the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office second annual National Night Out down at Veterans Park, the music you hear will be yours truly, the legendary Homer Blow, 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The Truth with Sherwin Hughes is up next. Shout out to Andrew. Thank you for making a great show.
Yes.
And shout out to core DJ Ricky Allen, who's standing in the lurking edges over there, waiting to make sure that Sherwin brings you the truth with Sherwin Hughes. Holla Black.
Truth Nation, please join us at our 3rd annual Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. Admission to